So what is y'all's gaming and board game background? Like, do y'all play a lot of board games? Are y'all gamers in general?
So I love creative board games. We play Monopoly and all that stuff, but creative board games I really like. Video games, more or less, like I would get into a video game, and then when I'm done, I'm done. Like I only play like maybe FIFA, Call of Duty, and I'll play that for like maybe 15 minutes. But I've always liked like taking a game and then just altering it and try to do something different with it. So I think that's been more my speed.
Yeah, I mean, for me, top game is GTA. Just you can't beat it.
Nice.
It's always just a good pastime. It never really gets old for me. So
I just started playing Grand Theft Auto 5 again, and I'm
Yeah.
all in. I love that game.
You swap your opinions all the time on GTA 5 though, didn't you? Weren't you just like a year ago talking about how shitty and overrated that game was? That the story in 4 is way better and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So how old is that? GTA 5 has really held its own.
Yeah.
Because it's a pretty old game.
It's over a decade at this point, right?
I think it's 10 years old.
10 years old.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's very
GTA
impressive.
Online though, like they created the forever game. It's like Destiny and Grand Theft Auto were kind of like the ones that created that shit.
There's so much content on Grand Theft Auto Online. It's almost a little bit overwhelming. Because there's so much to do. And then everybody also is like glitching through the level. So like I was on a mission with somebody and they only had a 2-seater car, so I couldn't go with them. But I'm like following them, and out of nowhere, all I see is his car lift off and start flying in the air. And I'm like, what is this? And he was just, I don't know, he had like hydraulic system. He was like glitching it out because it kept pushing him through the air in whatever direction he wanted to go to. And I'm like, what's the point? I'm like, he's getting everywhere ahead of me. I just waited. I was like, I'm gonna wait until they're done with this.
I think you were just jealous you couldn't get in the car with him.
I was very jealous. I was like, I want to ride with you guys, bro.
Do you remember doing the cheat codes back in the day? Like you get the magazine, you do up, down, try, let's get, like that was just the best.
Some of those.
Do we remember any of the cheat codes? I know they use the shoulder buttons.
L1, R1, L2, R2. Something.
That sounds pretty close, though. That sounds right. That's the start of one.
I don't know why, but I trust you. That's it.
I'm sure if you put a controller in your hand, you just muscle memory right through it.
100%.
Exactly. That's what I was gonna say. I couldn't even tell you a GTA code to save my life, but if you give me the remote, I could do like all the weapons, restore health, get 100 armor. I could just start popping them out, you know.
Yeah.
Well,
now they're doing all sorts of crazy stuff. They do like the train. They'll put that train in there. They'll put all sorts of like SpongeBob running around.
The role-playing servers break my brain, dude. Like, it is so crazy. There's an entire scene of just people streaming on Twitch and just being like cops or like a store attendant or like it's just weird stuff.
My favorite one was they were playing the cops and robbers, and he's trying to stop a car. And he's like, pull over, and the guy pulls over, and then like I guess he had a mod, and a little baby hopped out the car.
What?
Running away, and he says, "Get over here, you little baby!" Hilarious, bro. I was like, I need to get into one of these servers. I don't know, something about. I still have that very playful, imaginative. Like I love role playing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I think I could have a lot of fun there.
I have trouble. Mateo, and we're about to go to Seattle to go to PAX, and the guys that are going, they want to play D&D, and I'm like, oh man, I don't know. Like I'm gonna play, but I'm like, I can't. I'd be so in my head that like I don't think I could role play effectively. Like, I'd be like seeing myself acting like somebody. Like I just can't do it. It just feels strange.
I've been playing the hell out of Baldur's Gate 3, so I am so ready to play some Dungeons and Dragons, dude. That game is so good. Game is so good.
Yeah, I've played it twice. I've had good experiences with it, but I'm just so not into that world, and I'm like, dude, just make my character for me because I don't know what I'm doing. And last time I played, I forgot I was a healer or something, and it was a good time, but I had to leave. So the next day I went into work, and my coworker's like, "Oh, your character died." I'm like, "How?
What?
Like, he's a healer." And he goes like, "Well, we found a mirror that if you jump in, an opposite version of you comes out. So we all had a roll because we all could just jump in at the same time." I was like, "Okay, so what happens?" Like, we all rolled like 8 and 9s. You rolled a 1. So basically, you tripped on the way to the mirror, and opposite version of us came out and just beat the shit out of you until you died. I was like, "What?"
It's unfortunate.
Yeah. I guess that happens. I guess that's a risk.
Stomping you out. I could just see it. In front of this big ass oval mirror.
Yep, by people that you love.
Yeah. It's like the opposite of Cartman. The evil Cartman's actually really nice, and then Cartman is just the evil. He's just a piece of shit.
You've had evil Cartman all along.
Yeah, he just has a goatee. That's it. It's like the only difference.
Yeah, in the show Community, they had evil Abed, and it was just him with the goatee. With the goatee, that's all it was.
Dude, Community, what an underrated show. What a good show.
We're rewatching it now, and it's like, it's one of those shows that you watch and you just catch. You could watch it 4 times, and on the 4th time, you just notice a bunch of different things you didn't notice the last 3 times.
The background details they put into that. There's a Beetlejuice joke in there where they say Beetlejuice 3 times over the season. Every time the 3rd time they say Beetlejuice, you see Beetlejuice walking in the background.
Wow,
it's hilarious.
Never caught that.
That is dedication. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's like me in The Office. I don't know how many times I've watched The Office, but there was a scene where Michael says you have to separate your recyclables by color. So yeah, and I was like, there's no way. So I looked into it, and there's a scene 2 seasons before where you look at the recycling in the background, and they're separated by color.
No way.
Yeah, so
no way.
Pretty, yeah. Or when they went to the other branch and they stole their printer, their color printer, tried to get down the stairs. Mm-hmm. A few seasons later, they do like a pan, and if you stop at the right moment, you see that the printer is now padlocked to the wall.
I was not aware of that.
That's great, man. The Office is like the unofficial show of the One Up podcast. There was a span there. We did a solid 50-something episodes talking about The Office, almost every single episode.
Yeah, the first season's a little rough. Michael's hair didn't do him justice. But after that, it just becomes absolute gold, and it's like just some of the points and the jokes they hit are so precise. It's an amazing show.
There's half them jokes you can't make today anymore, though.
No way.
There were so many they've made Asian jokes plenty of times. The pretty much Oscar as a character invites all these homophobic jokes that Michael makes, or just a lot of insensitive things that he says.
Yeah,
which I find all that shit hilarious. But
yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think one of my favorite
internet
jokes
today, they'll cancel the show.
Yeah. I think one of my favorite.
Go ahead.
One of my favorite jokes is that he goes up to Stanley and he's talking about his age and he's got the wrinkles. Like, see, blacks do crack, and he's like, wait, that's not what I meant.
That's hilarious. It's for me, it's like the South Park effect. Like, I don't know how South Park got away or is getting away with doing half of the stuff they do, but I feel like as long as you do it in a comedic, satirical, if you have that, I feel like, I don't know, it's less. I don't know. People can't criticize it as much. I don't know how to describe it.
Yeah, my sister's really, really into shows, specifically British shows. But when we talk about The Office, she says, you're not laughing at the racist joke. You're laughing at how ignorant Michael can be, and that's the joke. That he's being this blatantly because he's the bad guy in that point. So you're not laughing at the fact that it's a racist joke. You're laughing at the fact that he thinks he's 100% in the right.
He's just unaware.
Yeah, he's unaware. And so I think that's part of the joke, right?
I agree with that. I think that you do run into people that are doing the opposite. We've talked about this before, the people that watch what is that Nazi movie, American History X, right?
Oh yeah.
99% of people watching American History X and their reaction is exactly what you would expect. And then there's some people that are probably watching and they're probably cheering on the curb stompings and shit like that.
Yeah,
they're like, we love American history. We just don't watch past the part where he stops being a Nazi. You know, we love all the Nazis. You're missing the entire point of the movie, dude.
They've got the special cut, but cut is spelled with 3 Ks.
Yeah. I mean, you'll have those people, right? That like will read. So let's say you're a student of philosophy and you read Mein Kampf, right? And so you're kind of trying to analyze and see how did this come from this, right? But then there's other people that if you publicize things like that, then they could take that and idolize it, right? They could do the opposite. So if you publicize something for its brutality, other people can turn around and say and look at it and idolize it, right? So it's like you said with American History X, that people could see it as, well, this is a work of art and it shows everything that's wrong with it. Well, other people can look at it and says, no, this is everything I stand for, right?
Yeah, for sure.